Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I wanted to talk about some of the more obscure perfumes that I have in my collection. So it's funny, I've got some perfumes that I'm like, man, I have never heard another person talk about that. I've never seen another person with that perfume or with this perfume. And yeah, some of them used to be kind of popular, but have become really, really obscure and almost impossible to find. So yeah, they're not like gems per se, and they're not unicorns at all. But they are like perfumes that I'm glad that I have because they are obscure. They are not easy to find. So I'm going to start with a couple that my beautiful friend Christine sent me. She is kind of like the queen. Actually, there are three of these. No, four of these fragrances here. Five of these fragrances here are from my beautiful friend Christine, who sent them over to me. She is kind of like the queen of obscure fragrances. She always sends me the most amazing things. I'm going to start with this one here. This is a fragrance called Swano. This is hilarious. She found this on, I think she found this on Amazon. And it actually comes in a swan bottle. The lid, it attaches to like the body with a chain, which the chain just has come off the lid. I just need to like open it up and put it back on. But anyways, I kind of like it not attached because it's just easier to kind of maneuver. This is really beautiful. This is kind of like a sweet, fresh, yeah, this is just a super easy breezy, light, sweet, fresh floral. Really almost kind of shampoo-y. It's really, really pretty. I like this perfume so much. It's funny, they've got other ones too. I think they've got a black one and a red one, if I remember correctly. But yeah, just such a completely obscure perfume that I've never heard another person talk about ever. And it's actually quite nice. It's a really, really nice kind of like a slightly warm, shampoo-y, sweet floral. Just a really easy to reach for fragrance. So anyways, that one is the first one. That is called Swano. And then sticking with the ones that Christine sent me, she also sent me this one here. Now, I don't know if this is maybe more popular in other countries or if it's like an older fragrance and it was popular, you know, maybe like a long time ago. I don't know. But this is a fragrance called Sauvignonne, I think, from Ginestet. And this is a fragrance that I've never heard another person talk about this. This is like in the most beautiful packaging. It comes in this little, like, I don't know, in this really pretty like bag. And then you pull out the actual fragrance and whoa. And the bottle is really stunning. It's got this grape leaf on the top. It's got grapes engraved on the bottle. It's got the name of the fragrance, Sauvignonne. And it's, if I remember correctly, this has got like a white wine or maybe even like a champagne note in it. It's really, really beautiful. This one is super old school smelling to me. It's very, very like 80s freshy. It's really, really pretty. It's got a really beautiful cleanliness to it, but it definitely has like almost a kind of like a clean, boozy, I don't know, wine or champagne note in it. Yeah, it reminds me of like an 80s freshie. It's really beautiful. I love this. It's like right up my alley. It's nostalgic smelling to me. And yeah, I've never ever heard of another person talk about this fragrance. And I always love it because every once in a while I do pull out one of these fragrances and talk about it. And somebody will say, oh yeah, I remember that, or I used to have that, or my mom used to have that, or something. So it's like really the only time that I hear other people talk about these. But yeah, this is a fragrance called Sauvignonne, and it is from Ginestet, and it's a beautiful fragrance. I keep it in its box and everything because I don't know, I just like to keep it in its box. So there's that one. Okay, the other one that she sent me, this is also pretty obscure as well, but this one is so beautiful. It comes in this gorgeous velvet bag, and it's like real velvet, like, I don't know, like a good quality velvet. It's not like a, I don't know. Anyways, this is from a house called, I can never remember if the house is called Curie. I think the house is called Curie and the fragrance is called Larrea. I usually get that backwards though. I'm pretty sure that is it though. The house is called Curie and the fragrance is called Larrea. And this fragrance is so beautiful. I think this one has got creosote in it. I remember, I think it's got maybe some like sage bush or something, something kind of like some kind of a dry plant or something like that. I think this is kind of supposed to smell like a dry desert. Something about this though smells very, very mapley to me, and I adore it. Oh my gosh. There is a really beautiful dryness to it, but there's something that smells a little bit like maple to me. So it's kind of like this dry, very slightly sweet, I don't know, like maple-y fragrance. It's beautiful. I love this perfume. I have been obsessed with it since she sent it. It's just a gorgeous fragrance, and yeah, it's pretty obscure. I've never heard another person even talk about this house, and certainly not this fragrance. I love this. This is one of those that I'm just like so happy to have it in my collection because it's just, not only is this one obscure, but this one really is like a gem. I love this one. So anyways, that is a fragrance from Curie, and that is called Larrea, if I'm correct. Okay, next, she also sent me this fragrance here. This is one, this had its day. This one was pretty popular for a while. I would say for a couple of years there were a whole bunch of people in the fragrance community talking about this, but this one has become difficult to find, so it has become kind of a more obscure fragrance. And I do think that a lot of people have decluttered it out of their collection. I used to have a bottle of it myself, and I decluttered it years and years ago because it just did not perform well on me. This is a fragrance from Blumarine, and this is called Bellissima. And this is Bellissima Parfum Intense. Now, this perfume is stunning. I love the way this smells. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of another fragrance that of course, I can't put my finger on. But this is beautiful. This kind of smells almost a little bit like apricot-y. It may have some peach in it or something. I don't even remember what the notes are in this one. But this is just kind of like a warm, slightly syrupy, kind of peachy, floral. It's really, really beautiful. It kind of reminds me, this is gonna sound funny, it kind of reminds me of like Barbie makeup, like the smell of Barbie makeup. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I love this one. It's really, really beautiful. I don't know that I've worn this since she sent it to me. I need to pull this, or I'll leave this one out and give it some love. But yeah, this is one that it was really popular for a hot minute, and then it just kind of poof, disappeared, and now it's become really difficult to find, and now I'm very glad to have it in my collection because it has become kind of obscure. It's not easy to find. Blumarine perfumes in general are not super easy to find. I had somebody from Italy sent me a decant of a Blumarine perfume called Nymphia, I think is what it was called, and it was stunning. I looked for a bottle of it and I could not find one anywhere. They're not super easy fragrances to find. The bottle is gorgeous on this though, and the lid is so like heavy and high quality. It's just a stunner of a fragrance. I love this. So that is Blumarine Bellissima Parfum Intense. It's gorgeous. And then the last one that Christine sent me is this one here from Bogner, and this is just called Bogner Woman No. 1. And I love this because this is another one. This is another one that just, it smells vintage. It's such a beautiful, warm, kind of spiced vintage scent. Vintage smelling perfume. It's very spicy smelling, but like warm spice. Like, I don't know, it's not cardamom. It's like a warm spice and resin mixture. I'm sure there are some florals in here. It's pretty vintage smelling though. I really, really love this one. Again, it's right up my alley, but I've never heard of another person talk about this fragrance. Again, it's called Bogner Woman No. 1, and it's really beautiful. I need to leave this one out and give it some love because actually I'm gonna spray it on my hand right now. Yeah, it's very, this smells like the 80s in a bottle to me. And I love that about it. So anyways, that is Bogner Woman No. 1. Never heard of another person talk about that perfume ever. Okay, moving right along, I have this fragrance here. This is a flanker of the DKNY Be Delicious, the Delicious Delights line that they did. And this one is, no, sorry. Yeah, this is DKNY Delicious Delights Cool Swirl. And I picked this up because I saw it, somebody was selling it on Mercari. So I got on and read some reviews, and people were saying that this smells kind of like a light mint ice cream. And I was like, yes, please, that sounds amazing for summertime. It was not long after I picked up the 4,160 Tuesdays What I Did It on My Holidays, which is the first fragrance that I ever wore that had like a mint ice cream note in it that was so beautiful. And so when I saw that this one supposedly smelled like mint ice cream, I was like, yes, I want that. This has like a cucumber note in it. I'm quite sure it's got a cucumber note in it, which I do not love. Last time I tried this one, the cucumber was really loud on me, and I don't want to smell like a cucumber necessarily. And I didn't really get a lot of the mint ice cream. So this one, it sat in its box, in a declutter box for years. And I pulled it out last summer and I wore it, and it's beautiful. I love this one. I don't remember the cucumber being obnoxious on me anymore. And I did kind of get that light kind of mint ice cream kind of situation, and I really liked it. So yeah, I decided that I'm definitely going to keep this, especially because again, it's pretty obscure and you just don't ever see anybody talk about this fragrance. And I just kind of like having, I like having a little collection of fragrances that literally nobody else has. And this is definitely one of them. So that is DKNY Delicious Delights Cool Swirl. Okay, this next one, this is another one. It didn't used to really be obscure, but it is now. You cannot find this fragrance anywhere. This is a perfume from Korloff, and this is called Korloff Gold. This is such a beautiful, like, light, sweet, kind of suntan lotion coconut fragrance. It's really beautiful. It really does smell like a light suntan lotion. It's really beautiful. There's something light and sweet in it, almost like pineapple, but it's not pineapple. There's something a tiny bit creamy in it, and I think it's just the coconut. The coconut is kind of a mixture of like a watery coconut and a creamy coconut. And it just smells like a warm suntan lotion. It's beautiful. It smells like you have been at the beach for 8 hours and you have the suntan lotion on that you put on first thing in the morning, and now you smell like warm skin that's been baking in the sun all day. and the remnants of your suntan lotion. That's what this perfume smells like. I love it. I love it so much, and it's very, very difficult to find now. And I never heard many other people, I don't know that I ever heard anybody else really besides me talk about it. Now, I do know some people pick this up after they heard me talk about it. So I do know that there are people out there that have this, but it has become very difficult to find. So I'm glad that I have kept it all these years. So anyways, that is Korloff Gold from Korloff. This next one, I hate that this perfume has become obscure and hard to find. This is a fragrance from Victoria's Secret. This is Victoria's Secret Pink Gold. I picked up a bottle of this during a Victoria's semi-annual sale years and years ago, and I fell in love with it, and I was like hoarding this bottle because this is the first bottle I had. And then beautiful Velvet, my beautiful friend Velvet, she picked up 2 bottles of it because she was sure she was gonna love it, but she is anosmic to it. And so she sent them to me. So I am in pink gold for the rest of my life, and I am so grateful because I adore this perfume. It smells like something from Victoria's Secret. It's amber crystals and vanilla. It smells like a really beautiful, sweet, warm, ambery vanilla. It doesn't smell expensive or anything, but it smells really cozy, and it's just one of those fragrances that just smells good. I love it. I mean, one of my favorite perfumes of life, and I'm so happy that I have backups of this. But anyways, yeah, this, after that sale that I bought it in, I've never seen this fragrance ever again. I don't even know where she found 2 bottles. She probably found it like on eBay or like on the gray market somewhere, but I never saw this fragrance again after that semi-annual sale. So yeah, this one has become incredibly difficult to find. It's a pretty obscure fragrance, and I am obsessed with it. Oh my gosh, see that Bogner Woman fragrance that I just sprayed on my hand? When it dries down to the most beautiful, like warm, it's kind of slightly woody. Oh my gosh, like old school vintagey floral, but it's so warm. It's really hard to explain. I've never really smelled anything else quite like that fragrance. It's gorgeous though. Anyways, so yeah, this one's become pretty obscure, and I am obsessed with it. I love it. So that is Pink Gold. Okay, this next one, I actually had a subscriber tell me about this fragrance, and I bought it after he talked about it, or after he told me about it, because it just sounded like something that I would love. This is a fragrance from Rihanna. Not like Rihanna the singer, but a different like perfume house called Rihanna. And this is called Velvet Amber Oud. And this is one of the weirdest fragrances I've got in my collection. It kind of smells like a head shop, but it's got like a really beautiful cleanliness to it. It's kind of like warm and incensey, but it really does have like this mountain air note in it or something. So it's got this really beautiful kind of freshness to it. It's really strange. It's like fresh and warm and kind of incensey all at the same time, a little bit woody. It's really, really interesting. Other than him, I've never heard another person talk about this fragrance. And I do think that they still sell it on Fragrance X, but I don't know. I don't think anybody buys it or talks about it. It's a strange little obscure fragrance, and I really like it. It is a monster. You can see I used to wear it quite a bit back in the day, but I kind of fell off from wearing it because it does smell very Middle Eastern, and sometimes for a while there, I was just kind of sick of Middle Eastern smelling like ouds and incenses and roses and all of those fragrances. I just kind of fell off from wearing them because I just kind of got nose fatigue, I guess, from them. But I am glad that I still have this one in my collection because it's a fun fragrance. It's weird and obscure and just fun. So that is Rihanna Velvet Amber Oud. Okay, this next one, I ordered this from a website, I think called strawberry.net or something. It's a perfume website. I think they're possibly out of Australia. But I was just perusing that website. This has been years and years ago. And I saw this fragrance here. This is the 47 Nouveau Cologne fragrance. And I was like, oh, wow, that's like an updated version of 4711, which is like an ancient perfume. It's like so old, not ancient for real, but like hundreds of years old. So I grabbed it. It was really inexpensive and I grabbed it. And I am so glad I did because this is the most perfect kind of like barbershop citrus type of scent. It's unisex. It is so perfect and really, really high heat. I mean, when it's super, super hot out, this is the perfect fragrance. It's very bright, tart, and citric. It's not sweet. It's very fresh. It's almost cold smelling, and I love this. You can see I've had this for probably like 5 or 6 years now, probably closer to 6 years. But I've got quite a big dent in this because I used to wear this, especially in the really hot weather, all of the time. I used to wear it to work a lot because it was just an easy reach that I knew wouldn't bother people. Very unisex, just such a stunning perfume and impossible to find. Every time I've talked about this and then went to see if I could find a link for it, I cannot. It's like gone. I don't even know if that website still carries it anymore. I think it was called strawberry.net. Again, I'm pretty sure it was like an Australian perfume website and they might still carry it, but I don't think so because when I just do a Google search on this, it like nothing comes up. I cannot ever find it. So yeah, this is an amazing little obscure fragrance that I have in my collection that I adore, especially in super high heat. So that is the 4711 Nouveau Cologne. Okay, this next one. This is a fragrance from Gres, and this is called Etat de Gres. This is a really beautiful amber. Yeah, really, really beautiful vanilla heavy amber. This is similar to L'Eau d'Ambre Extreme or Histoire des Parfums Ambre 114. It's a really, really beautiful, like, sweet vanilla heavy amber. I love this scent, but again, I've never heard another person talk about this. I've never had anybody tell me in the comments that they have this fragrance too. It's just a super obscure fragrance. It's another one that when I try to look for it, to link it, I cannot find it because I don't know. I don't know if it just doesn't exist anymore, if it's been discontinued. I don't know, but it's a beautiful amber scent and yeah, it's very, very obscure. Like nobody, I don't know. I've never heard another person talk about it and I don't know if you can find it anymore. I picked my bottle up off of Mercari. Somebody had it for sale and I saw that it was an amber. Like I looked it up and saw that it was an amber and I was like, yes, please. And I think I got it for like, I don't know, $12 or something. So I need to get back to doing that where I just like look, I just, late night peruse eBay and Mercari for just obscure bottles of perfume. Anyways, that one is from Perfumes Gres and that is called Etat de Gres or Etat de Gres. Okay, and then last but not least this is a little perfume house out of South Korea. And you don't hear about South Korean perfume houses very often. But this is it from a house, what is this house called? Okay, this is from a house called Addict Perfumes, and this one is called Blanc de Bloom. Now, these are water-based perfumes, so you can see the water and the oils separate from each other, and you do have to shake them up to wear them. In fact, I think they contacted me again not too long ago wanting to work together again, and I'm so overwhelmed with my email at this point that I really don't even look at it anymore because it's gotten like too out of hand. So yeah, I never did contact them back, and I'm sad because I really like this perfume. Oh, this one is so beautiful. This reminds me of a bath in the 80s. If you guys remember those little round bath beads that they had in the 80s that were full of oil, and you would drop them in your bath and then it was like a bath oil, that's what this smells like. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I forget what this is. I think it's like white rose, musk, and oh my gosh, it's so, so stunning. And something else, it's very, very clean smelling. It's very simple, but it smells like a bath in the 80s. That's really the only way that I can describe it, but not vintage. It doesn't smell, it's not super dated smelling. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. I love this one. So that one is called Blanc de Bloom. And again, this is a house that I've never heard another person talk about. I don't know if there are other reviewers out there that have worked with this house and that talk about them, but yeah, these are fully water-based perfumes and they're beautiful. I've got another, I also have like a solid perfume that is more of like a gel texture, and it's a straight up like musk from this house as well. But yeah, very obscure South Korean perfume house that I just have never heard another person talk about. And I love this. This is perfection. It's kind of similar to Be Layered Danielle's Milk Bath. If you guys are familiar with that one at all, it's like, it just very much smells like an 80s bath. So anyways, that is from a little South Korean perfume house called Addict Perfumes, and that is called Blanc de Bloom. And that is going to be it, guys. I do have more obscure perfumes in my collection, but I thought I would start with that. If you guys like this, I can do a part 2. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.